And he himself passed over before them and bowed himself to the ground 7 times until he came near to his brother. Okay, so you see what's happening here right away. So in verse 3, he's bowing himself. He's worshiping. What does worship mean? To bow yourself in respect and homage to the one in front of you. It's an act of respect, and he's also trying to demonstrate authority because he's going to tell his brother, hey, whatever you want, you have it. It's yours. I'm acknowledging you as my older brother, as having a respected position, even though I stole your birthright. So let's continue. Verse 4, he says, and Esau ran to meet him and embraced him and fell on his neck and kissed him, and they wept. Now, I believe that part of that is because he saw the humbleness in his brother who's there basically bowing himself before him and submitting himself. So this is not worship. Now, bear in mind now, let's be careful. This is not worshiping Esau like he's God, like he's Elohim, like he's the creator. This is a man showing great honor and respect to another man and showing that he recognized the authority of that other man that was respected as being his older brother, even though it was only by, seconds. Okay, but Esau was first. And so there's that respect that's going there. And so is it proper to worship a man? Well, under the understanding that what we're talking about is giving proper honor and respect to one of authority, yes. As long as you're not doing it as if that man is Elohim. Because what does Yahweh say? We're going to get to the commandments in a few minutes here. In the commandment, he says, do not worship other Elohim as Elohim. Do not worship stone and wood and other things as Elohim. But to be able to pay proper honor and respect before someone is absolutely proper. Because you don't see necessarily anywhere in Scripture Jacob being accused of idolatry here or disrespect to Yahweh, even though it's the same exact word for what he did to his brother here. Amen. Continuing. By the way, I've heard it, and look, I'm going to admit it here on the camera. I have a martial arts background. Probably a lot of you have a martial arts background. But I've been told that all that bowing that comes from the Far East is, it's improper because that's worshiping and all this. No, it's paying proper respect to somebody else. And so that's why they bow to each other as part of their culture. But you have to understand, the Far East kept it a lot longer than the Near East. The Near East, where the Middle East is in the Middle East, the Near East, had at one point a culture of what they call a shame and honor culture. Okay, shame and honor culture meant that it was critical that you not bring shame on yourself or your family, and that you bring honor to those around you and to those in authority. So it was all about making sure to seek after honor and to avoid shame. And that's why in the culture, the Far East culture, there's this bowing thing that they do on a regular basis to make sure that they're giving honor, which also brings them honor. They're giving respect, which gets them respect, and doesn't bring shame on them. And so there's an honor thing going on here. We culturally, especially out here in the West, it's almost like we're allergic to honor or something. We have such a horrible time giving honor and respect to people. As if somehow it's going to cause disease in our body or something. That's why we can't call people rabbis or pastors or respectful of teachers and leadership. We are so disrespectful because we have no fear of shame and we do not seek after honor. I'm not saying seek after glory, I'm saying seeking after honor. Honor is a high level of respect that you earn because of the way you treat people and the way you behave. That's honorable. We should seek after honor. Torah observance, worshiping with all your heart, with all your strength, obedience to the Father brings you honor, brings you respect. Not glory, because all glory goes to Him. But we should be seeking after honor, where we now have come to a place where we are worthy of respect, because we've walked in a way that deserves respect and honor. But we have such a terrible time giving honor. And truth be told, the reason people have such a problem calling somebody rabbi or pastor is not because of Matthew 23. It's because they cannot give honor to anyone. They use Matthew 23 as an excuse. And at some point, we'll talk more about Matthew 23 to get into that whole call no man rabbi or don't be called rabbi, and the whole thing about don't call anybody father or leader and all this other stuff. We'll cover that in a whole nother teaching. But realize the root behind most people who latch on to that is because they find it as an excuse not to give honor. It justifies their behavior. They're not doing it because it's a commandment. It's not a commandment, and you're misunderstanding it anyway. And I will explain that in a future teaching. But just to understand that the root of all of this is honor. So what's happening here is Jacob is giving great amounts of honor to his brother who felt terribly dishonored and disrespected. I mean, the reason he wanted to kill his brother is because he felt he had been terribly shamed and disrespected. Now, we know he brought the shame on himself by being willing to sell his birthright. But then in Jacob going and taking it, it brought it to public shame. He was disrespected and dishonored. And so here he's bowing down before his brother 7 times. Why is the number 7 in there? Because that's complete. He was showing him complete respect and complete honor here.